everybody. It's Tatiana. I figured I'd bring you in since we've been a little bootleg and a little jank today. Don't have our little remote contraption thing.
Yeah, I broke that shit last week.
So I had to bring you in because
Yeah.
you was over there standing up.
So thank y'all for tuning in once again. And it's Michael with.
Tati, I already said my
I
name.
know. I just have to
Oh,
always do that.
Tatiana.
Hey, we thank y'all for tuning in to the Watch for the Hook Business Entrepreneur Podcast, brought to you weekly on all major platforms. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, RSS, and YouTube.
Oh my God.
So, Miss Parker, how you feeling today?
It's been a day. It's literally been a day.
Child, she been
Literally
cussing.
been.
She been cussing.
What? No, 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 no. I don't use profanity. Sometimes my language gets
She's
colorful,
real colorful, ain't it?
never profane.
It gets colorful as a Crayola box with 64 in. See, that's old school. I don't even know if they make them like that no more.
We got like 108 or 124 now. So
I think some bitches don't even know what brown is. Oh, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me just stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
you sound like you had a day. I
Uh,
know I had. Let me
uh,
go sip this.
I got you. So
Mhm.
today we're gonna talk about passive. Child, she over here choking. Lord of mercy.
That's just like how my day has been. Like it's crazy. Anyway, I'm ready.
So we're gonna talk about forms of passive income.
Okay.
Okay, so now before we jump into the river of what are passive incomes are ways, avenues, or streams of making money supposedly with minimal effort.
Okay.
So now this is the thing about passive income. Unless you already have a built-in large audience, it ain't gonna be passive, folks. Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Damn.
I can't do nothing but laugh.
Damn. I'm sorry. I said it for the person in the back.
I can't do nothing but laugh.
But most of these forms of passive income, unless you already have a large following on social media or you got some large following in whatever endeavors you are in,
Right, right, right.
it's going to take a little bit more work than
Mhm.
just calling it passive. We're going to give you some forms of what can be considered passive income.
Well, I mean, let me just say this.
Flex.
It can be passive, right? 50 cents, 75 cents, $5, $10.
Oh, so you ain't determined what income mean yet.
Hold on, listen.
You just
Uh,
said anything is income. Anything is everything. Better is better than that. Than nothing at all. My bad, Devin. I'm sorry. I tried my best, Devin.
But listen, yeah, I love that song too. But listen, okay, so listen. Okay. Are we looking at passive income like with a certain value threshold? Or are we looking at passive income to the fact that you're relying on it to live? It now substitutes, right? What we doing?
So,
Because I'm all over the place today. It's been crazy.
so
Now that
to
song stuck in my
me, most people's envision
head.
of passive income is something that you can replace your working income with
Right?
or
Your 9 to 5.
supplements
Okay.
you being able to use the money
Yeah.
generated from this stream of passive income to help you in life.
So that's your extra.
Extra.
That's the extra. That's the trip money.
Okay, okay. So we got two versions. All right, now check this out. Now let's go to the third version.
Going with the shit.
Now this is the third version, and this is the version I think that 90% of most business owners get. Is making enough to survive.
Yeah.
Business, not
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. Yeah.
the business.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, we're going to talk about forms of passive income. So, I'm going to talk about one that's been around for maybe about 100 so years after this got regulated. The stock market.
Oh, I was thinking something else.
Hold on. See, I'm gonna start light. Then we're gonna go deep. You know.
Oh,
See, I'm start light because see, everybody, not everybody. Let me rephrase that. Black folks have only been in corporate America about 50 years, 50, 60 years. We are relatively new to the stock market
Yeah,
game.
absolutely.
So keeping it a buck, I'm telling y'all the truth. Stock market is long term.
It is. It's not fast. It's not a get rich quick scheme.
In 10 plus years,
Yeah.
10 plus years going forward. That means when you put this money in, most of the time, and like I said, I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not even trying to advertise myself as being a stockbroker. I'm telling you from what we've done. So people who have 9 to 5s and your 401ks and all this and that, when you cash them out under 10 years, you get a what? Penalty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, there's the penalty.
Exactly. So guess what?
Mm.
They've already regulated saying if you put money in and it don't sit for 10 years, you
Yeah.
take it out, we're taking some of your money.
On top of Fed and state taxes.
So it is a form of passive income. It means it's going to take its fucking time. That's passive. You know what it means? It's going to matriculate
Right.
slowly.
Right.
Now, some people have hit the Ponzi schemes through the stock market. We, you, us, most of us aren't going to be those people. You know why? It's regulated.
Right.
Those people who are now hitting those get rich quick schemes through the stock market, most of those end up in prison.
Right.
I'm just
That's
telling
called white collar crime.
you. Yes. Next week on the Watch for the Hook Business Entrepreneur podcast, your ass getting sentenced for white crimes.
Yeah.
Well, white collar crimes. We'll talk about that later. So that's one form. Stock
Not
market.
nearly as bad as blue collar. No, let me stop. Let me stop.
I tell you, we can go all day about that one. But let's be honest. The stock market will take time. That is for the quote unquote long haul.
Right.
You are not going to invest in something in 2025 and cash out normally on the stock market in 2026. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
And if you cashed out, that means something bad happened.
Yeah.
So
Or somebody gave you some inside information.
ask Martha stupid.
You need to stop. I'm just with like the
But she only
foolery today.
did what her compadres was doing anyway. They just snitched on her.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we talked about investing. One thing is another one. Real estate.
Yeah.
Real estate is a way to create passive income.
But
Take it away, Miss Parker.
you
On
gotta
time. I'm gonna cock my elbow up if you see me on the screen.
whatever. Hell, you gotta have the income to be able to get in the game.
Oh, that's called skin in the game?
Yeah, like you gotta no, you gotta have the income to be able to get in the game to get any skin.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't come to the table with nothing. Like you just can't wishfully think, you're gonna purchase a property or anything. Like you have to already have had some income or some type of assets that the bank thought was valuable enough to even deal with your had to cut myself out.
I got you. I got you. I'm rolling. I'm gonna pick up what you putting down.
Right.
So when Miss Parker's talking about real estate, you have to bring something to the table.
Mm-hmm.
To play the game, and this is what we talking about. You gotta pay to play. To play in the real estate game, you have to one, have access to capital already up front,
Already.
or already own property
Yes.
that you are willing to put up as what's the word?
Collateral.
Collateral. There it is. You caught me.
Mm-hmm.
To put
Slapping them liens on them properties.
to put up as
Mhm,
collateral
mhm.
for them to take a chance. Because this is the thing. Risk. You are risking some
Mhm.
financial lender's money
And your butt.
and your time too up front with real estate.
Mhm.
So you have to have those things. And then after you get the property, acquire the property, put the property up for rent or resale, or however you do it, then you recoup your funds. That is how you then get the income.
The passive part, yeah.
It's passive, but
Right. After the bill. What's left after the bills are paid.
and people say this passive term, I'm telling you, it's still a little rough because
Ain't
it
it?
says we're not putting much effort into it. I'ma tell y'all, me and Miss Parker in the real estate game ain't shit passive about it.
Nothing.
Listen, have you
My
ever
headaches passed.
talked to a realtor or a real estate broker? They putting in work.
Future.
That's they 9 to 5.
Yep.
That's they all in all.
You dealing with some janky ass contractor
Mm.
that just be lying through their teeth
Oh, how
about
about it?
about timelines, productivity, and completion of tasks.
And then all they can give you is excuses because somebody done stopped them from completing their task.
They give you excuses because that's what they good at. I'm
That
done.
part,
I'm
that
done.
part. All right, so we invested in the stock market. We done with real estate. All right, so now you can also go to something that's kind of close to the niche we're in, making crafts. Like the people that have make the crafty stuff. If you need a special gift or things like that. I don't like to get plugs to websites that
Yeah, I
ain't
was
paying
just
us for
about
it.
to say that,
They ain't paying us
and
for it.
I totally caught myself
But if you are a artsy person, those
with a
artsy
niche audience.
with a niche audience that you've already built up. See, this is the thing. You gotta have something coming in. You just can't, do like we talk about, just jump off that cliff
Mm,
or build a plane as you go.
I'm
Cause child, this
so tired of flying planes that are like
building the plane is rough.
no tail,
Ain't
no
no wind to hold you up. So
seats with no seat belts or seat belts and no seat.
you got seatbelts, no windows.
That's true.
So when you're an artsy person and you're good at crafts and doing these type of things, then you can promote your artsy craft work to get people to
Your
purchase it from
creative side.
you. But see, I'm gonna leave the
Artsy
creative
craft
thing
work.
for
Oh,
another thing
yeah,
because
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because see, creatives come in different genres.
Packaged all sorts of different ways.
Yeah, so we're gonna go that route. So then you can build or get passive income from selling your crafts. But like we said, somebody gotta know who you are, where to find you, how to get to you.
Somebody gotta know you exist.
Child, that's step number one.
I
Folk,
exist.
folk gotta know you even around. What you doing over there? Oh, you make stuff?
They gotta know you
What
exist.
stuff you making?
Stuff.
When
Hmm
you start making this stuff, how much your stuff cost? Wait a minute, did you really make it?
Is it real stuff?
Is it
Fake
stuff or just stuff?
stuff. Fake.
See the what I'm saying? See, these the type of questions you're gonna get when you
Mm,
jump off in this realm. And that's why we talk about you have to already have something built into you.
yeah.
Because if your audience is already built in, one thing we learned back in 2022 going through our lean canvas is that you're trying to solve a problem.
Yeah. That should be the initial intent. Is that you're trying to solve a problem. And they say that gives you purpose.
Do some people understand your purpose?
Well, that should be answering what is your why?
Exactly. So if you're a crafty person, artsy crafty, you should already have that built into what
Hmm
you're doing. All right. So, all right, we move on from arts and crafts. And Ms. Parker was just talking about the creative side, creator side. You can also be, and this falls into millions and millions now of people being a content creator, monetizing
Right.
your creation. All right. Now, me and Miss Parker, inside of owning an apparel business, owning real estate, we also are content creators
Right. Absolutely.
because this podcast is what?
It
Content.
is. It is.
You can monetize your content as a way of passive
Right.
income.
Right.
Somebody got to know you're doing.
Yeah. That's true. That you exist. I exist.
And even on top of that, when then you go to these social media platforms, there are guidelines and regulations that they have set forth on how you can monetize, which is a way to make passive income off their websites.
Right.
You got to surpass certain
Right.
thresholds. Certain ones are pretty hard to get to.
Yeah, some of the numbers are astronomical, right?
Like going to the moon,
I
astronomical.
mean, like, like really big numbers. Like,
Like 10 million views,
yeah, lots of zeros, couple of commas.
3,000 hours watched in 30
Yeah.
days. It's certain number of downloads,
Yeah. It's some type
subscribers,
of
likes.
metric, right?
Yeah, everything is tied to a number.
Yep.
And that's what we talked about in the last episode. Math is the only thing that has no opinion. It is what it is.
Yeah, what it is.
They put that math out there, your ass better get to it.
That's it.
If you don't meet that math,
Yeah.
your math ain't math.
I was just gonna say that math is the metric or the quota. So, I mean, that is what it is. I live by math. I do it all day long. I do it in the science realm, so it has a dress on it.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes them numbers up on that dress ain't pretty either.
Mhm.
You be like, what the hell? Keep that dress down. Hell no. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Don't lift that up.
Hell no. Turn that shit the other way.
You need to stop. What's some other ways?
Right?
But you know what? Hold on.
Keep
No,
going.
no, no. I think what I really want, it's lots of ways. I want to talk about like the opinion on like what's the thought or what's the magic number of passive income streams that they say, I'm air quoting over here.
Who is they?
They, them, those,
Them people?
whomever. They say like the industry standard, the number of passive incomes you have to be like uh financially fit or have some type of level of prominence, right?
So basically, you all your streams of income mean you're working for yourself.
I guess so, yeah.
Something like that, guys.
Yeah.
You ain't dependent on a 9 to 5.
Right, right, right.
Okay. What number you got?
I
Or
mean,
no,
you
what number
you
have they
heard
said?
recently I heard 10.
Damn,
That's a lot.
it went up from 7?
That's what I was gonna say. Normally I've always heard 7.
Damn, that ice dropped loud.
It didn't it?
Damn, the refrigerator worked good.
7, 10. I mean, is that a lot? Is there a happy medium?
I mean, but this is the
The
thing.
difference between 7 and 10 is 3, which divided by 2 is 1.5. If you round up, it's 9. 1.5 rounded up to 2 plus 7 equals 9. That's math.
Yeah. But then you just confuse me.
What I do?
Math.
Oh,
You know
sorry.
math is confusing the hell to most folks.
Listen.
But you said that they said, you said that they said the average is now 10 streams of
Mhm.
income. Okay, so all right, Miss Parker, take it like this. Me and you, we are content creators, podcasters, businessmen and women, and
Mhm.
all this jazz.
Right.
Could you imagine doing 5 different streams of income, but you gotta do it 10 different ways?
So this is the thing about that. If it's taking 10 different ways to really like solidify 5, that's a lot of time. But it
Exactly.
better be not enough. It better be so much that I am not working a 9 to 5. B, it better be enough to supplement my 9 to 5 check, right?
Yes.
C, it better be in abundance or in excess of the 9 to 5 supplement where now I get my extra money, right?
Yeah.
Because I need to be able to B, pay all my bills, save, right? This is all D. Pay all my bills, save, and have me some throwaway money. I like that trip money. Okay.
See, I can't call that trip money, throwaway money. Cause we have a damn good time. I ain't threw nothing away. I had a ball. What I tell you, how much
Allocated money.
allocated? Thank you. Yeah, give me
Allocated.
some allocated
Allocated
money.
trip money.
Allocated trip money. Cause child, I ain't
We
threw
hanging
nothing
out,
away.
yeah. We do.
Hey, listen, what I always tell you, what's your comfort worth?
Yeah, you're right.
Comfort is expensive. It is not cheap.
I like
Being
to be
comfortable,
comfortable.
being comfortable, hey, it is
Yeah.
not
That's
cheap.
but I mean, if I'm gonna do 10 to come up with 5, it need to take care of 1, 2, and 3. Bill savings and trip money.
And then, some you also leaving we also maybe leaving out one of the greatest things ever.
What?
Yeah, that back end money. That back end is the back end of your life. See, people call it retirement money.
Oh, I just said save.
Yeah, yeah, and I know you said save, but a lot of people may just equate that to just saving.
Oh, yeah.
When you saying save, you're saying put it back for the rainy days, for the long haul. When it,
Oh, no,
yeah,
it needs to be rainy day-ish, but it also needs to be so forward
yes,
that it equates to retirement.
yes,
'Cause
yes.
ain't nobody finna be watching you create no content, at certain stages in your life. And I didn't.
They say they got that pop looking at
Well, hold
camera.
on now. I don't want to see that.
I don't
But
know.
I'm just saying there may come crossroads where you're not able to, or it's time to stop, or maybe you don't want to transition into that next realm. You
It's
used to
some
go
grandpa
from
sugar
twerking to
daddy.
baking, making tea or something. I don't want to make tea, but ain't nobody paying to watch you twerk no more.
But some grandpa sugar daddies out there
And that's cool.
too.
That's cool too. But they too may come to the crossroads where
Grandpa say he got plenty of money.
you know
He got plenty of money. He said, "Girl, I got that sugar and
look at
everything
there,
sweet."
Saturday morning fish fry grandpa. I love
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
grandpa.
And he got his boots on.
Like my boots on him. With a fan in it. Right.
I'm so sick of that damn song. Everybody, and mama know I am.
Michael, it's time for us to conclude. We've done entirely too much this episode, but I had lots on my mind and I was with the shits. And I know we didn't get to like necessarily identify all seven, but I think at this point you get the gist.
Yeah, and I mean there are other things like creating a blog, creating a website, polls,
Apps,
apps, and all that
things
stuff.
like that.
Creating apps and things like that. All those things are fine and good. Also, remember, you got to get somebody there
Yeah,
to make a dime.
I gotta know. I exist.
Like Tupac said, I'm trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
I love
It's hard to
Tupac.
pay the rent. It's hard to be legit.
Oh my God.
Hey,
We're concluding.
all those equal the same thing. You're trying to make money.
That's right. Now, as we end this on the note of multiple streams, multiple dollars, we know you got to get on up. Go and get on up. Go put that camera off because you didn't tow your remote.
All right. Hey, we'll catch y'all next time.